What will we do with this moment? How will we be remembered? This is our future and our choice to make. I am asking you to choose greatness.
Welcome back to Real Trump News. Real news President Trump doesn't want you to miss. First, Fox News is reporting President Trump signed an executive order on Wednesday that would cut federal funding to colleges and universities that don't curb anti-Semitism against Jewish students. Trump's new order is set to hit the BDS movement head-on. It invoked Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to fight anti-Semitic rhetoric on college campuses. This is my message to universities, Trump said during a Hanukkah reception at the White House. If you want to accept the tremendous amount of federal funding you get every year, you must reject anti-Semitism.
It is true. I believe President Trump is the most pro-faith president in history when you look at what he has done for people of all faiths. And Mr. President, you know, Jewish and Christian believers alike believe what God said to Abraham in Genesis 12, that God would bless those who bless Israel and he would curse those who curse Israel. And I want to thank you, Mr. President, for being the kind of president who has the courage to stand up and be, when it comes to Israel, on the right side of history, but most importantly, you're on the right side of God, and that's why you are not going to fail, and we're going to stand behind you 100%. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Joe.
Great. For 65 of my 81 years, I have spent at universities all over the country and all over the world. There is no more important event in those 65 years to turn universities away from being bastions of hatred and discrimination than this executive order being signed today. It is a game changer. It will go down in history as one of the most important events in the 2,000-year battle against anti-Semitism. Thank you, Mr. President. You did a great, great job. The people who helped you do this did a great, great job, and you will be remembered by history for all time for having signed this very important order. Thank you.
The Wall Street Journal editorial board writes, Monday's Justice Department Inspector General report on the FBI's Trump and Russia probe is illuminating in many ways, not least the light it casts on the previous claim by the politician when they were telling the public about what they saw in classified documents. House Intelligence Chairman Adam Schiff, in particular, has been exposed for distortions and falsehoods. Next, the White House writes in 1600 Daily, Americans finally got some good news from Congress this week. In addition to an upcoming vote on USMCA, legislators have agreed to terms for 2020 National Defense Authorization Act, which will fund our great American military. Although President Trump's top priorities were agreed to in the final deal, including the biggest pay raise for our troops in a decade, more funding to restore our military preparedness, more resources to secure our border, paid parental leave to take care of our military families, and establishing the cutting-edge United States Space Force. After far too much obstruction from Congress this year, President Trump wants to close out 2019 with huge win for working Americans. That includes this historic deal to fully fund our troops. Congress shouldn't wait any longer to send it to his desk. White House Director of Trade and Manufacturing Policy Peter Navarro writes in Fox Business, Remember that Pelosi, along with more than 100 other Democrats, voted for North American Free Trade Agreement in 1993. In sharp contrast, there should be no mistake about this. Donald Trump was an NAFTA critic from the get-go. presidential candidate Trump promised in June 2016 during his historic job plan speech to immediately renegotiate NAFTA to get a better deal for our workers. USMCA is President Trump's vision and is a poster child of yet another promise made and promise kept for American workers. One that, for example, will restore North America as a strategic and global hub of automobile manufacturing and act as a counterweight to unfair trade practices of both Asian and European automakers. And that's this week's Real Trump News. We will see you next time.